TV, couples and Christmas trees, gift wrapping and cheer. Just the worst time to be with someone special.
Hi everyone, it's the end of the year. And I'm so excited about the end of the year. I am always excited about the prospect of a new year just because it gives me the opportunity to refresh or hit reset on my life. It doesn't take me back to when I was younger, but it does help with having that mentality of you having an opportunity to restart your life all over again. And I'm sure at this point you're all setting wonderful goals for 2023 that you want to accomplish. But in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys key tips on how you can actually achieve them. My name is Adobe Okonkwo Abakporo. On this channel, I make videos about productivity, lifestyle, building a career, and just living my best life. If those are videos that resonate with you or that excite you, then I highly recommend or encourage you to hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notification bell, and subscribe. And of course, engage with my videos. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys key tips on how you can set realistic goals and also achieve them in 2023. So the first thing is setting goals for specific areas of your life. Some people would be able to achieve all the goals in all facets of their life, but you want to prioritize what areas are the most important, because if you prioritize everything, that means everything is not important. You want to look retrospectively into your life, your lifestyle, your family, the situation, and highlight the top 5 areas or top 3 areas that you're interested in improving on in the coming year. What this does is that it not only helps you prioritize, but it also helps you focus your energy on the right thing that will bring in higher amount of return. Okay, so for example, instead of focusing on all aspects of your life, you might select the top 3, say finance, say health, and say maybe personal care. Now you have 3 things that's really excite you that you really want to improve on. The starting point is to look at the current year. What are the areas of opportunities you've uncovered in your life? What are some things that are missing that you really want to improve on? For me personally, this year I went for my internship. By the time I got back, and because I was eating a lot of junk, I added a lot of weight. So my priority for next year would be to lose as many weight or as many pounds as I can before my birthday in June 9. Now that's a realistic goal. I have selected a particular aspect of my life, which is health, and I focus the goal in that area. So the first thing I want to encourage you, take a pause and think retrospectively. What are the top 3 areas in your life right now that you really want to improve on? Take a minute and think about it and write that down somewhere. So the next thing I want to talk about, or that I want to tell you, is when setting goals, now that you picked the areas of your life that you want to improve on, let's focus on health for a minute. So let's say health is one of the buckets that you're interested in. And then under health, for me personally, I want to lose a lot of weight. I want to be the healthier version of myself. Saying I want to be the healthier version of myself is very generic. So the next, which takes me to my next point, that you should set SMART goals. What SMART mean is, I've forgotten the full meaning. I know that R, A is for attainable, R is for realistic, and I think, set SMART goals that you can measure. Don't just set vague goals that you know you are not going to achieve. So this year I was like, I want to be more healthy. I think if I go back to my 2022 goals, I would actually see that. But I really did not specify how much I wanted to lose, or how healthy I wanted to, or how many veggies should I be eating in a week, how many walks should I be taking in a week. I didn't do all of that, and I think that was why many of the health goals that I set for this year, I was not able to achieve a lot of them. So you want to make sure that the goals that you're setting are realistic and attainable. And one way to think about to do it is to look at past behavior. In my classes of my career, there's this analysis we usually do. It's called preference regression, or just regression in general. It's a predictive analysis that tells you what your future behavior would be based on your past and current behavior. So when you think about all the goals that you set this year and you saw how much you were able to achieve and some that you were not able to achieve, it doesn't make sense to carry the ones that you were not able to achieve and vaguely put them in 2023 as your new goal. For example, this year I knew that setting or saying, I want to be healthy, wasn't very realistic and it wasn't measurable. So this coming year, even if I'm going to move the goal to next year, this coming year, I'm going to be more specific. So how many pounds do I want to lose by when? Do you understand? And that way you can measure them, it's realistic and it makes sense. Another example I want to give is, say this year I was like, I wanted to hit, if I said I wanted to hit 10k subscribers, remembering that I had just started my YouTube channel and I had like 100 new subscribers at that point, I knew that saying I wanted to get 10,000 subscribers, looking at the growth rate I had the previous week and the previous month, was very unrealistic. So think about it. You would know if it's realistic or if it's not. So you just need to think deeply about it and you'll be fine. So at this point, I want to encourage you to take another pause. Feel free to pause this video, and the goals, the buckets that you had created previously in the first point, what you want to do right now is break them into, look at them and think about it. Is it a SMART goal? Now, when you say health, for example, don't just say, oh, I want to be healthy, I want to be the most healthy version of myself. Everybody wants to be the most healthy version of themselves, but you need to be very specific. So how much do you want to lose? How many walks do you want to take? Itemize those items at the bottom, and then by the time you put it that way, it's measurable. And then when you say you want to lose 50 pounds by June 9, that means you only have 6 months to lose 50 pounds. So what you would do is you divide 50 pounds by 6, and then you get that number, and that number is what you need to lose every month. Now with that target every month, you can break it even further to every week, and then it makes it a lot easier and more attainable and more encouraging than just saying I want to lose 50 pounds, which can be a little bit daunting when you think about it. Do that, take a quick pause, make sure that those goals are SMART, and then continue watching this video. I already hinted about this previously. So when you set goals, you've broken it down, you've checked to make sure that they are SMART goals. When you break it down, for example, losing 50 pounds in 6 months, when you break it down, I think the average of that is about, you need to lose 8 pounds every month. Now that's 8 pounds every month, but then if you break it even further to weekly, and then you say 8 pounds every month divided by 4, that means you need to lose 2 pounds every week. Now that's a more acceptable number, and it doesn't look unrealistic, it doesn't look unachievable. It makes it easier on your mental brain. When the brain sees big numbers like, oh, 50 pounds, it automatically thinks it's unattainable. But when you break it down to smaller numbers, it's a lot easier, and then that way you're even able to measure, okay, how am I, when you weigh yourself, you know you're either on track or off track just based on those numbers. And then if you want and you're feeling over motivated, you can even lose more and use the next month as your reward month, whatever works for you, honestly. But the main idea is when you've broken your 2023 goals, you found a bucket, you've made sure that they are SMART. The next thing you want to do is break them into months, and then break them even further to 2 weeks. So take a quick pause and think about it. Say you want to save $10,000 or 10,000 naira by the end of the year next year. You just divide 10,000 divided by 12, and then you do that again divided by 4, and then that tells you how much you need to save every week, and it makes it a lot easier. So do the same thing for all the goals that you set, and then you should be well on your way on achieving those goals for next year, and also being able to measure them, because I mean, if you can't measure them, then it just means that you're not on the right track. You wouldn't even know if you're on the right track or not. Now that you've broken it down into bits, the next thing you want to do is think of plan. Come up with a plan. So you want to save 10,000 by the end of the year, and then by the time you divide it, let's say you're getting 1,000, right? How are you going to achieve the 1,000? Okay, then you think about it. I have a job, I'm getting maybe 2,000, and I want to save 1,000. Then you know that, okay, every week when you get that payment, you need to save 1,000 towards your yearly goal. And if you know that you cannot be trusted, then you look at other external sources. For example, using an automatic saver on your banking app that automatically withdraws the 1,000 every time you get paid every week, or just withdraws the 1,000 every week. It makes it easier, and then it makes it more achievable. Can you see what we've done right here? Now, for example, the same example that I gave with health, losing 50 pounds by June, that would be 8 pounds every month. How am I going to achieve that? Then I start thinking about, oh, I'm not going to eat bread after 6. I'm not going to eat rice after 6. I'm going to eat just rice twice a week. It makes it easier. Instead of saying I'm going to reduce the amount of rice that I'm going to eat, you're saying I'm only going to eat rice twice a week, and once it's 6 o'clock, I'm not going to eat rice. I'm going to join the gym, and I'm going to be going to the gym twice every week, and then working out twice every week at home. So you can see how we've broken it down, and we've laid out a plan on how to achieve them. One other thing that really helps me is creating, we're going to get there, but just hinting to what I'm going to say very soon, is just creating a visual map of all the goals that you want to achieve. Canva is such an amazing tool to do that. I know at the beginning of the year, and even last year, I was able to map out like my whole year, the things that I wanted to achieve. And let me tell you, even though I wasn't able to achieve 100% of them, I was very close to achieving 90%, and that's a record for me. It was really inspiring seeing how much I was able to achieve, just going back to the vision board and seeing that. Let me know if you're interested in seeing how to create a vision board. Regardless, I'll still be making it because that's something I do every year, and I would love to share with people who might be interested, because it really did help me accomplish the internship that I wanted to get this year, helped me secure the job that I wanted to get for next year. So it's a very, very powerful tool. You know how when they say the tongue is such a powerful tool, your pen, there's power in the pen that you hold. The way you're able to visualize, the more you're able to visualize the future, the more that future becomes even brighter and more real, the more you think about it. it. Then finally, well, not finally, fifthly, the fifth tip I wanted to provide is you should set out a time to review your goals so you've broken it down every week. So you know every week, maybe on Sunday, you want to review your goals and see where you're at. And if you're not on track, you're able to re-strategize and come up with a plan to help you get back on track. Something similar that I do is every month I do a monthly reset where I review my goals from previous months and set new goals for the month. So remember, you're setting this overarching goals for 2023. You've broken them down into months. And then every month I review my monthly goals. And then between the weeks, when I'm doing my Sunday reset, I also think about it and see if I'm on track or not. And it has really helped me. So if that's something you're interested in or that you think will really help you, I definitely encourage you to give it a try and see if it works for you. For sure it's going to work because it's such a great way to just help remind you mentally, okay, these are the goals that you set. It's not going to achieve itself. Like, you have to work towards it. And the only way it's going to be inputted in your mind is if you keep seeing it and reviewing it. So it's very important. And when you review it and you see that you've accomplished a lot, or even if it's just a little thing, right, a little amount of your goal, it just helps re-inspire you and makes you a little bit more gingered about the rest of the goals. It's a very powerful tool again. So definitely that's a huge tip that I have for you. And if you're interested, I do make monthly reset videos where I review all my previous month's goals, set new goals for the upcoming months, and also just review my current monthly favorites. So things that I absolutely loving and I want you guys to also enjoy. Consider subscribing so you don't miss out on all the wonderful ones that are going to be coming up in 2023. Then the next point I want to talk about is celebrating yourself for small wins. Me personally, I love fragrances. So sometimes when I do something really great or when I achieve like maybe 2 months of goals, I then think about it and be like, oh, I deserve something. So it might be a bottle of perfume, it might be ice cream, it might be something else. Like, just reward yourself. It's the same thing with wanting to lose weight. So by the time you look at your monthly goals, you saw that you lose 8 pounds. You're like, okay, it's now time for me to celebrate and reward myself. And then you go give yourself a treat. It could be ice cream, chocolate, whatever you want. And it's how they train dogs. Sorry to use that analogy, but like when you have a puppy, you're reinforcing good behavior by giving them rewards and praising them. It's basically the same thing. So when you praise yourself and give yourself reward, it reinforces that attitude of doing the good stuff that you're doing. So definitely important. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, but whatever you like just get it and just say, okay, for every time you do this, you're going to give yourself X amount of real. So for every time you save 1,000, from the other 1,000 remaining, you want to use 100 naira to buy something that you really like. So something like that is really helps. Finally, one thing I also encourage you to do is find communities that are vested. Like, when I say vested, that want to achieve goals just like you. So make friends that are goal driven, be in community that track goals. Going back to the example that I gave about losing weight, so you can find a fit farm family. I tried that like for a week and I think I got lost and I just left that group chat. But find ones that wouldn't make you leave, ones that are really interesting. And one way to, I think it's always nice when either you have a complete stranger or somebody you're really close. Those two usually helps. For some reason, if it's a stranger, it's a lot easier because you're like, you don't want this person to think bad about me. You don't want this person to think I'm unserious. So it makes you put in a little bit of effort. So definitely worthwhile. Find friends that are on the same path as you. If it's that you want to read more books, like find a book club. If you want to lose weight, find a fit farm club. Like whatever it is, just find it. You'll be surprised at the amount of communities there are out there. And if you don't want it to be in person, you just want it to be virtual, especially with the new reality, everything is almost virtual right now. So it's very easy to find all these online communities. It could be on Facebook, WhatsApp, like wherever. Just find them and honestly just join them, because it really does help to just reinforce that positive behavior and encourage you. And you guys could do like challenges together. Last but definitely not the least is I want you to stick to your goals. And that's something that really helped me, like sticking to them and not being too swayed by other things, right? So that is the most important thing. Like when you make goals, you have to stick to them. Now, a quick summary. The first thing you want to do is you can't target the whole, like your whole life. So you have to prioritize the areas of your life that are the most important that you want to focus on in the upcoming year. I would recommend you target 3 to 5 buckets or 5 areas of your life. And then the next thing you want to do is break it down into SMART goals. So look at those goals that you're setting for the upcoming year. Make sure that your SMART goals, they're realistic, attainable, and measurable. Now, once you've done that, find a system that works and review them every month. So when you do the SMART goals, you find out how much or what you need to be achieving every month towards that yearly goal, and then divide that by 4 and you get the weekly goals. It just really helps keep you on track. The next point is to find communities that are as goal driven as you are or on the same path to achieving certain goals. It might not even be the same goals, but it's almost like people helping you be more accountable towards what you said you're going to do and what you said you want to achieve. And of course, finally, you want to create a plan that works for you. And then one thing I also recommended is using Canva to create a vision board and just pasting your vision board, be it as your wallpaper on your laptop or your wallpaper on your phone. Seeing it every day when you're not even doing what you're supposed to do, it makes you feel a little bit guilty that these are all the things I could have achieved, but I'm just here slacking. So it's definitely very helpful. All right, guys, so that's all that I have for you for today. If this is very helpful or you found it super helpful, give me a like, share this video with your friends. It's the new year. There's love in sharing. Subscribe and join the family for more. I'll be sharing with you guys my 2023 goals, which I have specifically broken down. And then I'm going to be doing a January monthly reset where I'll be going into detail with those goals. But in the meantime, I hope you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I hope to see you guys again. Leave a comment down below and let me know what are some of the tips that you feel you lacked on this year and that you need to work on in the upcoming year. On to my next one, guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.